Every night at exactly 3:03 a.m., the boy woke up. At first, he thought it was a coincidence. Then it happened again, and again, and again. Every night at exactly 3:03 a.m., he opened his eyes and saw the same thing. His cat, watching him, not blinking, not moving, just staring. The cat's name was Midnight. Midnight was a black cat with bright yellow eyes and soft fur. During the day, Midnight seemed completely normal. He chased toy mice across the floor. He slept in sunny spots by the window. He purred whenever the boy scratched behind his ears. Nothing seemed unusual. But at night, everything changed. The first night, Midnight sat near the bedroom door. The second night, he sat beside the dresser. The third night, he sat at the foot of the bed, watching, always watching. The boy tried to ignore it, but he couldn't stop thinking about those glowing eyes. Every morning, he told himself it was normal. Every night, he became less sure. Then came the fourth night. At exactly 3:03 a.m., the boy opened his eyes. Midnight was closer, much closer. Now the cat sat on the edge of the bed, watching. The boy pulled the blanket up to his nose. His heart pounded. Midnight didn't blink, didn't move, didn't make a sound, just watched. The next day, the boy searched online. What does it mean when a cat watches you while you sleep? Most answers seemed normal. Cats are curious. Cats are protective. Cats like routines. Then he found a video. The title read, "Is your pet really a skinwalker?" The boy clicked it. Bad idea. For the next hour, he watched story after story. Stories about creatures that disguised themselves as animals. Stories about glowing eyes in the dark. Stories about things that watched people while they slept. By bedtime, the boy was terrified. That night, he promised himself he would stay awake. He would finally find out what Midnight was doing. The house grew quiet. The clock ticked. The wind brushed softly against the windows. Then, 3:03 a.m. The boy's eyes snapped open. Midnight was already awake, watching. The cat sat so close now that the boy could hear him breathing. The boy pretended to stay asleep. Several minutes passed. Neither of them moved. Then Midnight slowly stood up. The cat turned toward the hallway and began walking away. The boy followed, quietly, very quietly. Midnight padded down the dark hallway, past the bathroom, past the stairs, toward the front window. Then he stopped, frozen, staring outside. The boy stepped beside him and looked through the glass. At first he saw nothing, only trees, only darkness, only the moonlight shining across the yard. Then, movement. At first the boy thought it was a tree branch swaying in the darkness, but it wasn't. Something was standing at the edge of the woods, something tall, very tall. The boy pressed closer to the window. His breath fogged the glass. The figure seemed impossibly thin. Its arms hung at its sides. Too long. Much too long. Its fingers nearly brushed the ground. And its legs. The boy couldn't make sense of them. They stretched upward into the darkness like the trunks of young trees. As if the creature's knees bent in places they shouldn't. The figure stood perfectly still, watching the house, watching the window, watching him. The boy felt a knot form in his stomach. Something about it felt wrong. Not angry, not threatening, just wrong. Then the creature slowly tilted its head. The movement was unnatural, like a puppet being pulled by invisible strings. The boy's heart nearly stopped. Beside him, Midnight suddenly froze. Every hair along the cat's back stood straight up. The cat's tail puffed into a giant black bottle brush. Then came a sound the boy had never heard before. Hiss! A long, angry hiss. Midnight's yellow eyes locked onto the figure. The cat stepped in front of the boy, protecting him. Hiss! The cat's ears flattened, its back arched, its claws dug into the floor. The figure didn't move. It only stood there, watching. Then a cold wind swept through the yard. The trees rustled, leaves and branches swayed. For a brief moment, the shadow seemed to blur. Its edges stretched and twisted like smoke. The wind grew stronger, and the figure simply came apart. Not ran, not vanished, not walked away. It unraveled. Long fingers dissolved into drifting black wisps. Its towering legs scattered like ash in the wind. Its body broke apart into ribbons of darkness. Its head faded last, watching the house until the very end. Then, nothing. Only trees, only darkness. Only the sound of the wind moving through the woods. The boy stared at the empty spot. Midnight continued hissing into the darkness long after the figure was gone. As if the cat knew something the boy didn't. Finally, the cat relaxed. The fur along his back slowly settled. The growling stopped. The hissing stopped. The house became quiet again. The boy knelt down and wrapped his arms around Midnight. Maybe the cat had never been watching him. Maybe Midnight had been watching the woods. Watching for something that returned every night. Watching for something only cats could see. That night, the boy slept peacefully for the first time all week. Midnight curled up beside him, and neither of them woke up at 3:03 a.m. Everything was quiet. Everything was normal. Until morning, when the boy looked out his bedroom window and found a single set of footprints beneath the trees. Large footprints. Far too large to belong to any animal he knew. The footprints faced the house, as if something had been standing there all night, watching. Would you look out the window if you saw a skinwalker? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more spooky stories, mysteries, and adventures from Storybook Hollow. Sleep tight, and we'll see you in the next story.